Damn, I have kept you guys waiting for a while on this collection update, and for that I apologize. Here we go. Here's another DVD collection update, finally. First up, we got Sleepaway Camp. I did a Red Eye Theater on this not that long after getting it. This is the DVD Blu-ray combo pack. There's the back of the case, and there's both discs. And here's the reverse art, and the back of the reversed art. Next up, we have Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I watched this when I bought it, which is a month or two ago, maybe 3. Like I said, it's been a minute. I've lost track of time. But anyway, it's a pretty good slasher movie. I saw it on Dr. Wolfula originally, so then I watched it. Pretty fun modern slasher found footage movie. But there's the disc. And it too had reverse art, so there you go. There's the reverse art. Looks like the back is identical, but the front is different. So there you go on that. Next up, we got Soviet Treasure Island. This is the one from all the memes. I did do a Red Eye Theater on this, but it's currently not on YouTube. It got blocked worldwide due to copyright. Actually, it is on YouTube. It just can't be viewed in the US or Canada. But it is also on my BitChute and my Rumble. I am currently working on a re-edit. But it's a pretty fun movie. Very interesting telling of Treasure Island. Very fun. But there's the disc itself. Here we got South Park Season 24. I actually wasn't going to buy this. I know, shocking. I didn't really like this season. But I got a gift card from work that I could use on Amazon, so I decided to buy it with that, so that way I was just using that spare money I was given that way. And that way I still have all the seasons currently available on DVD. I also went with the DVD instead of the Blu-ray because I really don't care. Like I said, I kind of hate this season. It's literally just 2 fucking hour-length episodes, and that's the entire season. And they're both about COVID. It's really lame. I don't like it. Next up, we have Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. There's the back of the case. I haven't seen this, but I've been meaning to for a long time. And there's the disc itself. Next up, we got John Wayne, 4 Essential Westerns. This one has a slipcase as well. A couple of them have, as you've seen. But this includes The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, The Sons of Katie Elder, and True Grit, the original. Now, I have seen True Grit back in high school. It was part of my film studies class. I didn't care for it at the time, and I also didn't really used to like John Wayne, but I'm a very different person now than I was when I saw this, so I'm wanting to give it another shot, because I feel like it's something I would like now. There's the disc for True Grit, which is the first one there, even though it's the last one on the case. There's The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and there's The Sons of Katie Elder, and the Shootist? This wasn't on the... Yeah, they don't show this one. Is this supposed to be like a surprise? A sequel? Oh, yes, they do. I'm just stupid and overlooked it. Alright, there we go. Next up, we have The 10 Commandments. I've never seen this movie. I've been meaning to. Because I do like the Exodus story, obviously. I love Prince of Egypt. So I want to see how this will fare in comparison. I know they show this on TV like every Easter. But again, I've never seen it. But yeah, there's the back of the case. And this one's a double discer, so there's disc 1 and disc 2. Alright, now I got another copy of Spider-Man 1. I know I had another one somewhere, but I couldn't find it. And I could find 2 and 3. So we got Spider-Man 1 again. This is the full screen version. That might drive some people nuts. I don't really care that much about aspect ratio most of the time. There's sometimes I do, but for the most part, I don't really care. There's disc 1 and disc 2. Next up, we got Airplane. Love this movie, so I had to buy it. So there it is. Don't Call Me Shirley edition. There's the back of the case and the disc itself. I can't remember if I've shown this one, so if I have, I apologize, but we got Coonskin 2, not a real movie, but it's Hey Good Lookin', which is a movie from the same creator, so I guess when they packaged this, they decided to call it that. Probably a bootleg, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting that they called it that on this. But yeah, this is Hey Good Lookin' from Ralph Bakshi. And again, for whatever reason, on this particular set, they tried to claim that it was a sequel to Coonskin, which it absolutely isn't. It's a different movie. Alright, next up we got Faces of Death 2 and The Worst of Faces of Death. If you don't know what this is, it's kind of infamous. It's basically just a bunch of death on film. A lot of it's real. There was some fake stuff too, from what I understand. I don't know if that's true in this one. I know that the first one was like 40% real, 60% fake. But there's the back. I mainly bought this just to say I have it. I might watch it later on with Corbin for a Red Eye Theater. We'll see. That's part of the plan anyway. I don't know if The Worst of Faces of Death is a worst dub for the entire series, or if it's a worst dub for Faces of Death 1, and it's such like a sort of compilation. I don't know. I'll find out later, I guess. But based on the description, I assume it's just like the worst kills or deaths rather, in the entire franchise, rather than just the first one. All right, next up we have Alex's War, which is a documentary about Alex Jones. As you guys know, I like Alex Jones, so I did, of course, buy this. There's the back of the case, and the disc itself. All right, next up we have the Aqua Teen Hunger Force Baffler Meal Complete Series Collection. Complete. I did do a separate video on this. It's actually not complete. It doesn't include Shake Like Me. We'll get to that in a minute. This one had a big old slip case as well. There's the back. There's the booklet. There's the art. Gonna rapid fire through these discs. It's meant to look like a burger as you go through it. The discs are arranged out of order for some reason. Not really sure why, but it's just the way they did it. And Volume 6 is incomplete because it doesn't include Shake Like Me. As I said, it was removed due to dumbass reasons from HBO Max, and then later was not included on this set. But to make up for that, I did get a new copy of Volume 6 on its own. So now I do have the complete series. Because my old one, the second disc didn't work, which is the one that Shake Like Me is on. There's inside the case, there's the reverse of that, there's the inner flap, and there's the discs. Alright, now onto some bootlegs that my friend Bootman Bill had, which is Dragon Ball, Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return. This has never had a US release, but of course good old Malaysia happened to have it. Then we got Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans, the 2011 version. This actually does have a US release, but it's exclusively included as a bonus feature on the video game Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 on the 360 and PS3. There's the back of the case, and the disc itself. Next up we have Episode of Bardock, similar situation. This one does have a US release, but it is exclusively on the game Dragon Ball Z for Kinect, which, as you can imagine from the title, is a 360 exclusive. There's the disc itself. Alright, now onto some VHSs I got. These are some of those old bootleg fan subs. This is Dragon Ball Z Movie 6, which is Broly's Second Coming. I assume this is from kind of the same people who did the fan sub for Fusion Reborn. It's not Hot Ramen, and it's not Anime Labs, but it's a very similar one. I forget what they were called. I actually did a Red Eye Theater on the Fusion Reborn tape, but that got blocked worldwide, so it is currently not on YouTube, but it is on my alternates that I previously mentioned earlier. Now this one is Hot Ramen, which again, more of those fan subs. This is Dragon Ball GT, the Baby Saga Volume 1. There's the tape. And then here's Dragon Ball GT, the Baby Saga Volume 2. Case design's pretty much identical. Now onto some books and comics. This is Avenging World by Steve Ditko. This is the 2002 version, which is very different from the later version, because this version was mostly the essays and other comics, whereas the other one cut back on the essays a little bit and put most of the Mr. A comics in it. This barely has any Mr. A in it. Here's the later release that does have Mr. A in it. Again, I don't think I've shown these in a video. If I have, I apologize. But yeah, there's that. I don't know when this one came out exactly. It is a newer release. 2021, that's when it came out. Alright, then we have the more Steve Ditko stuff, which is the Action Hero Archives Volume 2, which has a lot of his DC Comics comics in them. Then more Alex Jones stuff. We have Alex Jones's newest book, The Great Reset and the War for the World. So there's that. Now, I do already have a copy of Ayn Rand's The Virtue of Selfishness, but I saw this at a thrift store, and it had an interesting cover that I liked a little better, so now I have 2 copies. Very good. Haven't actually read it yet. I assume it's good. I like Ayn Rand. So, again, haven't read it yet, but there it is, The Virtue of Selfishness. This is one of her non-fiction works. And more stuff I found at the thrift store. We got The Spirit of Catholicism. Now, I'm not a Catholic, but I do want to look more into Catholicism. And this is a book that just kind of looked interesting to me. So I bought it. It was fairly cheap. It was only 75 cents. I figured, what the hell? Now for some classics I got at the same thrift store. We have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And we have Moby Dick. And there's the backs of those books. Alright, and to end off with, we have some books by Kowloon Kurosawa, who, if you are unfamiliar with, which I don't blame you, he was the creator of the video game Hong Kong 97 on the Super Nintendo, which AVGN did do a video on. Ultra Healthy Video Game Nerd has done multiple videos on, so I would recommend checking him out if you're interested. He's also interviewed him on there. And anyway, Kowloon Kurosawa is an interesting guy. I can't read a word of this shit because I don't read Japanese, but I still wanted to have it. and I have another one of his books as well. I don't even know what the titles of these books are because, again, I can't read a word of it. I found them on Amazon, so there they are. Anyway, sorry to keep you guys waiting so fucking long on an update. I've been fucking binging Fallout, so my apologies. Hopefully I will be more timely next time. But no promises, because I'm an unpredictable guy. So have a good one. Toodles.